Please, what was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. What do you think the cause of the Civil War was? I'm sorry?
I'm not running for president. I want to see your view on the cause of the Civil War.
I mean, I think it always comes down to the role of government. We need to have capitalism. We need to have economic freedom. We need to make sure that we do all things so that individuals have the liberties so that they can have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to do or be anything they want to be without government getting in the way.
Thank you. And in the year 2023, it's astonishing to me that you answer that question without mentioning the word slavery.
What do you want me to say about slavery? Next question.
In regards with the latest controversy surrounding Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley after she recently faced a crucial question about the cause of the Civil War during her campaign, and her response has received significant backlash. This controversy is now negatively impacting her chances to beat Trump in the presidential race. So let's get into all the latest updates on this ongoing story from our trusted source. But first, let's take a moment to introduce Nikki Haley. She's a Republican presidential candidate and former South Carolina governor. During her time as governor, she achieved remarkable success in revitalizing South Carolina's economy. Under her leadership, the state experienced significant job growth, surpassing the national average. Unemployment rates dropped by X%, leading to a surge in economic prosperity. Haley prioritized attracting businesses and promoting entrepreneurship, which played a crucial role in these achievements. Additionally, she emphasized education reform by advocating for increased funding and innovative initiatives to ensure all children had access to quality education. Now let's talk about where Nikki Haley stands on key issues. She has been vocal about the need for healthcare reform and pushing for market-based approaches to improve access and affordability. On the education front, Haley has called for increased accountability and choice by supporting charter schools and empowering parents. When it comes to foreign policy, she emphasizes the importance of a strong national defense and taking proactive measures against terrorism. These are just a few examples of her positions. There is much more to explore. Now let's get to the heart of the matter. Nikki Haley was recently asked about the cause of the Civil War during a campaign event in New Hampshire. This incident took place at a pivotal moment in her campaign and has sparked controversy within the broader political landscape. Haley initially failed to explicitly mention slavery, instead focusing on government and individual freedoms. This response drew immediate criticism for downplaying the central role slavery played in triggering the Civil War. As you can imagine, Haley's response didn't go unnoticed. An audience member pointed out her failure to mention slavery, expressing astonishment at this omission. Latest news captured both sides of the exchange, providing valuable insights into the controversy. Additionally, reactions from other attendees and observers started pouring in on social media and through interviews with journalists. Realizing the impact of her misstep, Nikki Haley attempted to clarify her stance. In subsequent interviews, she acknowledged slavery's role more directly while also mentioning additional factors like states' rights. However, these attempts at clarification raised questions about the consistency of her messaging and drew further criticism. To fully understand the controversy surrounding Nikki Haley's response, we must delve into the historical context of the Civil War. Slavery was deeply ingrained in American society and served as the primary catalyst for the conflict. The institution of slavery caused immense suffering for enslaved individuals and shaped the economic, social, and political landscape of the United States. Renowned historian Name emphasizes that politicians have a responsibility to accurately address and condemn slavery as it reflects their commitment to historical truth and racial sensitivity. By acknowledging its lasting impact, politicians can demonstrate their understanding of our nation's complex history and work towards fostering a more inclusive society. While critics have been quick to condemn Haley's initial response, it is important to consider alternative viewpoints. Some argue that her failure to mention slavery during the campaign event was a simple oversight, rather than a deliberate attempt to downplay its significance. Supporters point to her subsequent interviews where she clarified her position by directly acknowledging slavery's role. They believe that her acknowledgement should resolve the controversy. On the other hand, opponents argue that these inconsistencies raise questions about Haley's credibility and highlight a pattern of avoiding sensitive racial issues. It will be interesting to see how Haley's opponents leverage this controversy against her, especially considering their involvement in other controversies. That's all for today's video on Nikki Haley's controversy surrounding the slavery question during her campaign. We hope this update sheds some light on the situation. Make sure to stay tuned for the latest developments as this story continues to unfold. And as always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more political updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
The railroad tracks divided the town by race. I was the proud daughter of Indian immigrants. Not black, not white. I was different. But my mom would always say, your job is not to focus on the differences, but the similarities. And my parents reminded me and my siblings every day how blessed we were to live in America. Some look at our past as evidence that America's founding principles are bad. They say the promise of freedom is just made up. Some think our ideas are not just wrong, but racist and evil. Nothing could be further from the truth. I have seen evil. In China, they commit genocide. In Iran, they murder their own people for challenging the government. And when a woman tells you about watching soldiers throw her baby into a fire, it puts things in perspective. Even on our worst day, we are blessed to live in America. I was born and raised in South Carolina, so I have seen the very best of our country. People here threw out the old, tired political establishment and demanded accountability for their tax dollars. Industry reports called us the beast of the Southeast, which I love. People came by the thousands for fresh starts. Moms and dads held their heads up high. Children learned that it was always
It's a great day in South Carolina. It's a great day.
It's a great day.
A great day.
a great day in South Carolina. We were strong. We were proud. And when evil did come,
Police in South Carolina are looking for a gunman following a shooting at a church. in
Several
downtown
victims.
Charlotte.
We don't know the severity.
we turned away from fear, toward God, and the values that still make our country the freest and greatest in the world. We must turn in that direction again. Republicans have lost the popular vote in 7 out of the last 8 presidential elections. That has to change. Joe Biden's record is abysmal, but that shouldn't come as a surprise. The Washington establishment has failed us over and over and over again. It's time for a new generation of leadership to rediscover fiscal responsibility, secure our border, and strengthen our country, our pride, and our purpose. Some people look at America and see vulnerability. The socialist left sees an opportunity to rewrite history. China and Russia are on the march. They all think we can be bullied, kicked around. You should know this about me. I don't put up with bullies. And when you kick back, it hurts them more if you're wearing heels. I'm Nikki Haley, and I'm running for president.